That Great Business Show, officially Ireland's top business podcast, crowned UCD's Smurfit's Business Podcast of the Year.
Welcome to episode 271 of That Great Business Show, now in glorious Technicolor since we got onto YouTube due to market demand. We are, of course, still on Spotify and on Apple, for those of you who wisely prefer not to look at the likes of me. And as always, That Great Business Show is brought to you thanks to De Facto Shaving Oil, the world's finest shaving oil, made in Mayo, sold online to the world. Ditch and switch, that's what we're saying. Ditch polluting shaving foam cans, switch to fully recyclable De Facto Shaving Oil bottles. DeFactoShave.com is where you will find it. Now, there used to be a pub on every street corner in this country, but no more. Once a cash cow, now it's a tough business. We like finding you very different business stories on That Great Business Show. Stories you won't have heard elsewhere. And that's why we're UCD Smurfit Business School's Podcast of the Year. And we've picked up another nomination at the Irish Podcast Award. So on this episode, we have found you an Irishman, well, two actually, but we'll get back to that, who packed bags for America and ended up running a bar that thrives while others struggle. Shane Carty is co-founder of the Trinity Bar and Restaurant. It's an Irish-run venue in Connecticut that's not just pulling pints, it's pulling the crowds. See what I did there? Veterans, local students, New Haven is where they are, and that is home to Yale University. From the outside, it looks like another bar, but the dynamic duo is obviously doing something very special. So what is that secret sauce to surviving the cutthroat US hospitality scene? Shane Carty, you know all of the answers, so welcome to That Great Business Show.
Well, thanks for having me, Colin, but I don't know if I know all the answers, but I'll give it a shot.
But you have been at it for a while, 19?
Where was I? I started in the Grand Hotel in Wicklow in 1988, and
you were a chef by training?
I was a chef after I went to Call Bruce Street for 2.5, 3 years, become a chef. And then I was in the Eye and Ear Hospital actually for a while as well, cooking for the doctors.
Cooking, not just for the ears or the eyes?
No. Well, that's what I tell people, do you want me to take a look? I worked in the hospital. Where in the hospital I cooked.
And then Senator Morrison comes along and says...
Bruce Morrison then handed out visas in, I think it was 93, and I got one, and all my family got one. And my brother Edward had been over there previous, and so we all headed off. And actually, a funny story about Bruce Morrison. I met him in my own bar last November. He was brought in by one of the judges in New Haven, and I got to shake Bruce Morrison's hand, who'd given me a visa, who then was in my bar to show that, this visa didn't go to waste.
And let me use this as an opportunity to remind people, anybody who did, there were 40,000 Morrison visas. Yeah. The Morrison Legacy, I think it's .com or something, they're looking for the stories of the people who got the Morrison visas, who did well, who did badly, but who did well maybe, and they want to hear those stories, and there's a big reason for that.
I have actually sent an email to that thing, because it came up recently, like you say. I can't remember what it was, but I
there was a big bash in the Rockefeller Center for him.
Yes, and I have pictures on my phone of me with Bruce Morrison. I sent those pictures in as well. It was a great moment.
And it was a great moment for you because that was the start of something big.
Yes, it was actually. I was involved in another bar in New Haven through my friend Ashley Sheridan, who now runs Wingman Van here in Dublin. He opened a place called Ann Liffey's, and I was the chef there for 17 years. And then as natural progression, I'm like, I don't like the way things are going here. I don't like what's happening. I think it's time to move on. And me and my partner, Eddie, made a bid on a couple of places, and we got Trinity Bar, which is called now. It was called a different name at that stage. But we took this place over, and here we are 11 years later.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, you've just skipped over the 11 years.
Yeah, well.
Because what was it like at the beginning, and what have you done with it? And I really want to get back to something about the veterans as well. That's important.
The veterans, well...
We'll get back to that in a second.
Yeah,
but
sorry.
When you go and buy your Trinity Bar, which wasn't the Trinity Bar at the time, what did you buy? What did you get? I
bought the bar and I bought the lease. I redid the lease with the landlord. So I had to sit down. He didn't know me from Adam, so I had to have an interview with him, tell him what my plan was, tell him how I want to go forward, because he doesn't want to give me a 5-year lease and me, go after a month or whatever, because the last guys ran it into the ground.
How did you prove that you were brilliant?
He got a couple of people who knew me from working in Liffey's because I ran the kitchen for 17 years, and we were a small basement bar, and we were making bank over there. So he knew that.
Making bank, does that mean a lot of money?
Making a lot of money, yes. And
I like that term.
Yeah, so we were doing all right. But again, I said, look, I think it's time to move on. And my buddy Eddie, who I grew up with here as well, I said, I think we can do this ourselves. And
Bank it for yourself, yeah.
So I know why we're making money for these fucking assholes, because they're not doing anything with it, or they're just making things worse. So we approached these guys. I got 3 letters of consent to sell. And then we went from there and we opened the place.
And what did you open to? Was there a regular customers and/or?
Well, everyone knew me from Liffey's. So,
and is that far down the road?
No, it was literally down the road, around the corner.
Okay, so you're local, yeah.
Yeah, we were local. Now, this place that I have now, the Trinity, was a much bigger place, and it came with its own banquet room. So we knew there was money to be made. If you've got a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a funeral, whatever, if you got money, we'll give you the room, and then we'll go from there. But we went in and we had a vision for this place, and we demolished the place. So I'll go in one morning and I'm standing there. We hadn't slept around. I'm standing there, and I look around. There's this guy standing beside me, and he goes, "What's going on here?" And I says, we're opening a bar." He goes, "It's going to be open in 2 weeks." And I says, "Why?" And he goes, "We have a St. Baldrick's Day thing. We have 400 tickets sold for this event that we had here last year." And I'm like, "For what?" And he goes, "We raise money, we shave all these people's heads." And I was like, yeah, we'll be ready. Yeah. And I'm looking around like, the fucking bomb was going off in this place. And we got ready, and it was 5:00, 2 weeks later on the Friday. I'm up on the floor, and people are streaming in the door. We didn't have to think about it. We didn't do it. It just went straight away, packed, 300 people straight in the first line. And we kind of haven't looked back since then.
Well, you did, because amongst many other things that happened to you, you had a big fire and you had COVID.
Yeah.
And so, look, at business is never that straightforward.
No, it's not. And the fire was nothing out of our own making. It was a guy upstairs, was smoking on his bed, because we've 3 apartments above us, fell asleep, cigarette went into his mattress, and the whole place went up. Now, I had no fire damage. We just had, oh my God, the amount of water and smoke that came down. And then I had a landlord who was trying to get a payout from insurance, so that dragged on. But eventually we got there, but it took like 15 months. Like, I'm in there every single day, arguing with him, arguing with insurance companies. I had to get an adjuster to come in. We counted everything. The insurance companies in America, their opening offer is 0. And I'm like, this is, so we have to get people in. And we fought, we got money, and we put it all back into the, getting the place open again. And then we got the place open again. And then we were flying. And then in New Haven in March, the last Sunday before St. Patrick's Day is the parade. So the 6th longest running parade on the East Coast. It started in 42, and then it got recognized in 1950s. So we're gearing up for this parade that there's 200,000 people on the streets. My basement is full of Guinness, full of cans. My fridges are full of corned beef. And the fucking guy comes into me and he goes, "There's no parade tomorrow. COVID, shut down. Can't have all these people." And I'm like, "What? What are we got?" I'm like, what do you mean? Fucking no parade. And he goes, "You're only allowed to have 200 people in here." I had a tent on the patio. I had 800 pounds of corned beef in the fridge, burgers, fish, buns, Guinness up and everywhere. Shut down.
What'd you do?
Well, we had to freeze everything and then beg the beer companies to take the beer back, which they did in the end. And then we were shut down. It's like, it'll be 2 weeks or whatever.
Well, in America, do they take it all seriously? I mean, does shutdown really mean shutdown? Or could you?
Yeah.
I was just hoping that you were going to say, well, we got 200, but it was only 200 there and there was 200 there.
No. It was because they were, at that stage, no one knew what was going on. It was 2 weeks. And then, but that 2 weeks, another 2 weeks, and so another 2 weeks. And again, what was it? I think it was late June, maybe, or maybe it was I can't even remember. And then I think when we opened up, we got through again. And then the following Christmas, we got shut down again. Because I came over here to see my parents, and I spent 2 weeks in a frigging hotel in Camden Street. And I'm lying in his bed in Camden Street, like not away from anyone because I didn't want to see them. My parents were elder. I didn't want to see them. I didn't want to get them on. And I'm lying in bed in Camden Street and I can hear Sweet Caroline blaring at the top of the place next door. It was nuts. And then I'd walk out in the street and this is in Dublin and there was people everywhere. And then 3 days later, the whole place shut down again.
Again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it was mad.
Anyway, you survived that.
Yeah.
And now, so we're now how many years? 4 or 5 years ahead since COVID.
Yeah.
And you have turned it around in a big, big way. And one of the ways that you have done this, and it's something that I'm always interested in, the Americans and their veterans. Now, you know, they have gone to war a lot.
Yeah.
So they have many, many veterans. But you have embraced the veterans.
Oh, yeah.
And am I right in saying, what I read about was that you feed the veterans for free? Now, is that every day?
No, that's just 1 day a year we'll do a breakfast. I just did
is that
it 2 days
Veterans Day?
Yes, Veterans Day. We do. Charlie Pickett. It was is a friend of mine was heavily involved in the veterans. He's a vet himself, and he just approached me a couple of years ago and said, "Would you do a breakfast?" And I said, "Whatever you guys want, no problem." So I went in again. Like it's such a big day. One of the guys who dishes out the food and helps me flew in from Florida to meet all his buddies again. And then last Friday we had a veterans night in the bar where they had a big fundraiser, and probably 100 of them showed up. It was a great night. Yeah.
Do they come decked out in their gear?
A lot of them do, yeah. But again, the first time I met these guys, my manager John goes to me, "Do you want to sit in and meet the veterans?" And in my own mind, I'm thinking like guys from Korea, older guys. So I went over to the table, and there's young guys, you know, from Iraq and Afghanistan.
I don't like saying that the guys from Korea probably are no longer with us. You know what I mean?
One of the guys, Vietnam guys were there. There was a couple of Vietnam guys there on Tuesday morning. But like, they're all young guys, but they're amazing people. Like, they are just amazing people.
And because by doing that, not because you did it, but by doing that, you were given an award.
Yeah, we got the Freedom of New Haven, which was, again, the guys nominated us to, me and Eddie. But again, me and Eddie get nominated. But, you know, I can't do anything without the staff. I have a team of 28 people behind me.
Any Irish?
Yeah, I've got 2 guys. I've got a guy from Monaghan now, and there's a guy from Leitrim. And then Eddie, of course, from Dundrum. But we used to have more, but like everyone has got older and moved on or got married.
And it neatly brings me into trying to do business in the States now for Irish people trying to get over. We know what Mr. Trump is doing, trying to keep people out, and there are no Morrison visas, etc.
Yeah.
If you were, and I would want you to give, you know, hardcore advice to anybody who wants to go to either set up a business there, maybe open a bar there, open a restaurant there, open anything. What are you saying to Irish people who want to go and do that?
I would go and do it. Like, I have my own people who work in the kitchen. Like, I'm thinking of opening up. I've got a Mexican guys and like my food cart. Go for it.
Have they got cards? Have they visas or you know?
I'll just say yes. I'll just say yes.
No, but you know what I mean? If I go over, back in the day, when you went over initially, you didn't have a Morrison visa, did you?
I did, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, initially?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you had visited.
Oh, no, I had a Morrison visa. That's the reason why I went over, and I landed in Philly first. And since then, I've become a citizen, like 16, 17 years ago. I'm a citizen now.
Okay. So if you are, you have got your paperwork in order.
Yeah.
Is business getting tougher or easier?
It's getting tougher. Like,
why?
You can see, well, again, I'm in a university town, and the Trump administration is trying to stop foreign students coming in now at the moment as well. Taxes are crazy. Like, I pay a lot of taxes as well. Like,
now run through those taxes. Besides your personal taxes, there's a tax almost on everything, isn't there?
Tax on everything. There's personal property tax, personal income tax, sales and use tax, payroll tax, tax on everything.
The tax on property, that's a big one, can't it be?
Yeah, tax on property. Like, we live in Hampden, and our mortgage is, say, $2,000 a month. And then our property tax is $8,000 a year, $4,000 and $4,000.
Okay.
So property tax, you pay $4,000 on 1st of January, $4,000 on 1st of July. And then, you know, every month we're paying water bills. Like, I know the whole country was up in arms here when there was a water tax, but we pay water tax every fucking month. Yeah.
So there is absolute charges for everything.
For somebody to move into a business in the States, like, you're not going over there. Like, it took me 15 years to go on my own pub, you know?
Yeah.
Or 17 years to get my own place. And again, I was saving. I was trying to keep my credit good so I'd get a loan if I needed it. And, touch wood, we didn't need me and Eddie used our own money.
And you chose New Haven over New York or anywhere else?
I lived in New York for a year, but New York is crazy. Back then as well, we had a second pub in Queens in New York. Every night is Friday night. Every night. Monday night is Friday night. It's just no.
But I presume there's the rental matches that
crazy.
As well. Yeah.
Rental in New York is mad. But again, in New Haven, what we were pushing for, we call it the Trinity because Yale was in New Haven, and we presumed that people would recognise Trinity College from Dublin, and we tried to create.
They didn't. Did they?
They did. Yeah.
Oh, did they? Okay.
But we tried to recreate a small bit of Dublin in New Haven, and that was the plan. Because I have a screen on my stage, and I got this woman to build me this huge, amazing poster of the Trinity Library. So even if you didn't know, when you see this thing on the stage, you know it's the Trinity Bar or the Trinity in Trinity
It
College.
is worth Googling Shane Carty and a TV show that you did where he is cooking a salmon. Because, first of all, the guy asks you, is blue the colour for Paddy's Day?
Oh,
and then he says, what the best one was, Shane is making you're curing salmon.
Yeah.
And he's pressing hard, and he uses the words to push the bollocks out of it, squeeze the bollocks out of it. And this American turns around, squeeze the bollocks out? What is that?
He says it more times than I did, because I said it. I said it. I knew I was going to say it. I knew I was going to say something because I fucking hang around there all morning. Could see what's going on.
He was not the brightest guy.
No. Now, this guy works for a New York TV station now, because I see him some mornings.
Well, let's hope he's worked out the green is the colour and not blue.
But we were there. I had left the bar. It was the night before parade. So I didn't leave there till 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was wrecked. And I was like, what can I can't make anything for these guys. Grab some salmon. We'll just pour some whiskey over it and tell them this story. And then I had a bet with the lads in the bar that I couldn't curse on live TV.
Oh, good man. Yeah. That's why you did it. Good.
Yeah, that's so I was waiting for an opportunity.
But he didn't know what
he didn't know that.
was.
No, I didn't even tell Eddie, my partner, who was there with me. Because if you see him in the video, he just puts his head down, they're shaking. But I got awful. They oh my God, they were not impressed when they found out.
But
they never got so many hits to their website.
I'd say
before.
They didn't. Now, because things happen in the States before they happen here, because I introduced the whole item as being difficulties in the bar trade here, it is tough. People are stopping drinking. People want something completely different. Give us the view from 3,500 miles away. What would you do? What would you suggest to people, whether that be in Dublin or in Westport or wherever, because it's different.
I don't know. I don't know if I could tell anyone,
But you've done it.
I've done it. But again, I'm in a totally different, I'm in a college town where it's built up, and I have.
But you've done it. Whatever you've done, you've wangled your way in there with the college boys, with the vets, with the.
But again, I'll sponsor anything. Even our slow summers, we'll sponsor a kickball team. But again, I'll give you money for your kickball team if your kickball team comes back to my bar and drinks on a Sunday.
Of course.
Or I'll sponsor your soccer thing if you guys come watch soccer in my bar and pay money. I do have the Liverpool supporters. I have 200 guys every Sunday or Saturday, Sunday, whatever. I show the NFL. The NFL is huge in the States. We'll do discount beer. We'll do special food items. Place is mobbed. It's great.
Now, when you say special food items, because that is one of the problems here, is it's all the same too frequently. Now, of course, we have to make the exception that some bars are exceptional. Yeah. But in general, when we have, since you moved out of here, we've moved on from the plastic sandwiches. The food is, actually, I had another.
Food's great.
Food is really, really good now. Yeah. But to make something different, for example, if you came over here now and bought a bar, what would you do?
I don't think I could afford a bar here, to tell you the truth.
You don't say that you could.
I don't think I could. I honestly, I don't know. We'd have to do our due diligence on the whole thing first.
But you're a regular visitor back home.
Yeah,
here,
I am.
So you do know what could or might sell. I had a lady on a long time ago, 2 years ago, and it was very, very simple. It is what you're doing. I think community involvement, community nights. having history nights, having this kind of night, having that kind of night? What is working at the moment?
But again, like one of the girls at the bar who works the bar every morning, Wednesday lunch, Thursday lunch, Friday lunch, Tracy, people will come in, and if she doesn't know them, never met them before, hi, I'm Tracy, what's your name? And it's the personal touch. And then, like, you know, I'm Connell, how are you? What are you having to drink, Connell? I'll have a pint of Guinness. There you go. Another one, Connell, never met you before, but now you're...
But that's the essence of a great bar person.
Exactly, yes.
And that doesn't exist here at the moment.
I don't know if it does. But again, the bars I go to, again, this is me, like I'll go to Kyo's. I know Ian.
Okay, Kyo's is different.
I love Kyo's, you know.
Yeah.
And then I'll walk in. I might have seen these guys in 6-8 months. Shane, how are you? I have pints, you know.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'll go to a couple of other pubs that I like around Dublin.
But they're the successful ones.
They
but
are
there
the
are
successful.
way too many, not just in Dublin, all over the country, that are failing and failing fast. And that is not a good thing.
Yeah, I was watching a program about them in England as well. It's like
same thing. And they are in the UK going to try to make them cultural centres, which makes a lot of sense, bring it back to what it was. And they're also going to have a mental health thing.
Right.
Now, of course, there's a little bit of controversy there because mental health and drink and blah, blah. But that you go down there and have the chat with your neighbours.
Well, again, that's exactly what we do in the bar. Like, if somebody rolls into the bar, I'll talk to anyone. Like, I have people...
I can see that.
But I have people come in like, I heard an accent there. Where are you from? There was a guy on Saturday. Guy on Saturday from Westmeath, and he was in there, and I said, well, I don't think I've met you here before. What are you doing? I'm over from Dubai, from Abu Dhabi or somewhere with a bunch of kids. And I'm like, bought him a pint, had a chat with him, great. Then he brought them all back the next night. Brought them all in, all the teachers, you know, sat around. And there was a guy there from Galway doing research in Yale. How are you doing? Here's a pint. Nice to see you. Tell your friends, come down. Brought them all the researchers down the following night. That's just like, we'll talk to anyone. You know what I mean? And I think that's the essence of an Irish bar as well for us.
Which you have created over there, isn't it?
Exactly,
I mean, that's what you modelled it on.
Yeah. Like, I'll walk out, see a guy, what's up, shithead? Fuck you. You're an asshole. But no one takes offense to it because they've seen me walk out. But like, I could be cooking food, running food, stacking a keg, plunging the toilet, and they'll know I'll walk out. Hey,
because you're running the business.
Yeah.
Now, question, why have you not got your second or your third or your fourth bar? Because there's another bunch of guys over in the States that in New York who have 8 bars. Rory Curtin.
I know someone. I know those guys. But again,
and they have lovely bars in Manhattan.
I do. I know some of those bars. Yeah, like, but again, I haven't been to Manhattan land in probably 2 years. I don't know how they do it. I'll tell you the truth. I don't know how they do it. I am a shell of a man. I am wrecked. Like, I still do in my own bar 60, 70 hours. I'm constantly there. It's, you know, say I did 7 days last week, but I've done 7 days this week. You know, I'm trying to get I try to get one day off in between, but like, I don't know how they do it. And then, like, I go to the gym every morning to try and keep my body going. Like, I'm not getting any younger.
Would you not just pick up a few kegs? And
I do the kegs on a Wednesday. The kegs come in on Wednesday, I put away. Like, I have a list. I wrote down how many kegs I have of Guinness. So this year so far, we've done 400 kegs of Guinness at about 90 pints per keg. So you can work that out, how many pints a keg.
3,500, 3,600, yeah.
Yeah. But 38,000 probably.
Did you say 4? Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry, yeah, right.
So I have 20 lines. So on a Wednesday and Thursday, I get all these beer deliveries, and I put them away myself. Then I'll go upstairs and make lunch. Then, you know, if the dishwasher's on until 4 o'clock, I'll wash the dishes. And then I'll go out and
What are your hours? What time do you open? What time do you close?
We open at 11 o'clock on the weekdays, and we close at 1 a.m. Sunday to Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, we're open to 2 a.m.
And you close, and then is there cleaning up after that? Like,
the bartenders will clean up a little bit, and then I have a cleaning crew comes in at 5 a.m.
But you're not there?
Last Halloween, I was there. I came in at 2 o'clock, and I left at 2 o'clock. Because I ended up working the door. Because we had to stop letting people in the front door. So I went around and had to have a big patio, so I had to stop people then trying to run around the patio. So until 2 a.m. And then back in the next morning, 11
But that sounds like you, to use your phrase again. That's good bank or whatever way you want to use that term. Yeah, it's all good.
But people, like, I'm not looking for attention, but I'm hoping the staff sees this. You know, I'm not pushing anyone, but I hope they're like, there's nothing I won't do in my own bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, there is something. I won't get behind the bar on a Friday and Saturday night. That's for them. It could be 2 or 3 deep at the bar. I'm not going back there. Fucking no, thanks.
What do you do so? Do you just kind of you do the manager thing and?
I do the cooking. Like I still do the cooking. Like a Friday, Saturday. I'm in there Saturday morning early for the soccer. Like if Liverpool's playing, we have guaranteed 100 more people in there. Like last Sunday we had Liverpool Man City. We had to start letting people in at 10:30 to ease the pressure on the bar and the kitchen. So we used to let them in 11 and we'd have 100 people walk in the door at the same time. We're like, we've got to rethink this situation because I'm going to die and the girls are going to die.
And the people who are watching those matches, American, Irish?
A mixture,
UK?
American, Irish, English. They're from all over the place. Like you'll get a lot of students in it too, you know.
Now, you're obviously, because you have to, because that's business, looking ahead. What's next?
I just wrapped up a 2-year lease for my patio for the World Cup that starts next June.
What does that mean?
That means that there's 107 live games on TV in the States.
But what does it mean for your venue?
My venue is going to be packed 7 days a week. I'm drawing up a deal with the city as well to put these 12-foot TVs on the plaza. So I have a patio here, and then they have a plaza here, huge plaza, that they show movies on a Wednesday night.
You don't own that. That's
I don't own that. I rent the patio
whatever,
from the city, but the plaza is part of the patio. It's just walled off my part of it. So that's next. When I go back now, I've got Yale Harvard, which is the biggest college football game. That's Saturday week. So that's going to be insane. And then from December 1st to December 21st, I have 17 parties booked in the room.
Busy,
yeah. And then I'm getting the hell out of town on the 22nd.
But you haven't told me what the future is going to be, as in, what should somebody, again, go back to my pals who want to run bars, own bars, what should they be looking out for a new, like it was all, you may presume you've seen it here, everything was gin here for a while.
Right.
Gin is dead now, and then it was going to be all cocktails. And it looked like we're going back to traditional bar again.
Yeah. It's the same with us. Like
and Diageo was showing that as well.
Yeah, but
obviously with their numbers.
Us, there was breweries. All IPA beers, crazy amount of volume, strong as hell. And now they're all disappearing and people are going back to drinking Guinness and Bud Light and stuff like that.
Where does your Guinness come from?
It comes from Diageo.
No, I mean, what is it sent from here?
Yeah, here.
Okay, yeah.
So they have a place in Stamford and then we get deliveries from there. And what else? I get Smitty's, I get Harp, I get, what do you call it? We call it Magners. Is Bulmers here? Is it Bulmers?
Yeah. Or
Magners we have it.
Yeah, I think it's still Magners. I don't know. Anyway.
And again, but yeah, there are a number more sell beers, and then we have New England Brewery, which is another beer. But I tell you, me and my manager John, we've done everything right. Like we sit down, we talk every single day. Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? How are we going to do this?
But that's short term. I'm
thinking. Well, we're talking. Yeah, but I'm
looking 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
I have another lease coming up, and I think I'm going to sign it. Hopefully, get a 10-year lease, and then
that'll see you off the premises, will it?
The way I'm feeling this morning, probably. Yeah.
I should have explained. The man has only just flown in, so.
Yeah. But I can't. Like again, I can't do this forever. Like,
of course you can't. But
I'm 55 now. Like, and I'm.
Well, to be fair, you do not look it.
Well, I feel it. Even walking up them stairs, you told me to walk up, and fucking knees were nearly gone coming up the stairs. I don't think I'm maybe going to Peter Marks and get a blowout or something, you know.
Do you know, did you read your email correctly? Do you know that we have a final question? Who would you hire in a heartbeat?
I did read my email, and you had mentioned Elon Musk, but I don't think I
did
would.
not say Elon Musk.
As an example, yeah.
Because nobody wants that man.
Nobody wants that. But again, I'm more inclined to hire people who I know here. I love coming back to Dublin. I'll come back to Dublin 4 times a year. Like my buddy Ashley Sheridan was the original owner of Anna Liffey's in New Haven. We went to school together the whole life. He was just over with me last weekend. And he has come back here, moved back to Dublin about 10 years ago, and now he has a Wingman van. He's a guy you should get on this podcast.
I would love to have a man. Send him to me, please.
I'm telling you, that man has gone from strength to strength, from 1 van to 5 vans, and now a mobile van on the road. My brother Edward, Captiva software, POS system, straight to straight. My sister, she's the top litigator and a lawyer in Dublin. My brother Ado, who you know.
You better give them names, because saying your sister doesn't mean anything.
Lisa Carty. Lisa Carty, Edward Carty.
What company is she with? Because the way they charge, she'll be able to send you a couple of grand.
You know what? I can't think right now.
Okay.
She just went to the last one.
Anyway, if you need a litigator, Lisa Carty. Sounds good.
Do you know what? You know whose show I want to do, or not show I want to do, is, what's that girl's name? Cassie Stokes. We have, when people come to Ireland and they ask me, I can give them a list of stuff, and I can always say to them, watch this video of this girl, Cassie Stokes. And she goes here, there, everywhere. So I followed her all around the place. I've gone to all the pubs. She's gone in Dingle. I go to Dingle every year with the lads. We've gone the last couple of years. We check out all the pubs. We do all the pubs in Dublin. I was in the Grave Diggers.
That's research.
Yeah, all research. Yeah. I was in the Grave Diggers there last year.
Pub.
Oh my God. Have you ever been there?
I have.
It's amazing.
Great food.
Oh, great food. The coddle is... The pints.
Do you do coddle over in the States? I bet you don't.
No, I did. I tried it, and I ate the whole thing myself. But like,
I'd say
somebody like, what is that? Like, but yeah, people like that. I could say fucking Bobby Flay or Guy Fieri, one of those guys in the States. But these are the people like I'll come and hang out with.
Is that what you're actually telling me? Is in a very long way, all your buddies. That's all the only people that you want to hire in a heartbeat.
Because I trust these guys and they're great.
Well, isn't that it?
Yeah.
The team. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming in and joining us on that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't get to the end of that question because
What you're telling me is that there is no magic formula. It's called grasp.
It's called hard work and graft. Yeah.
70 hours, 80 hours.
Yeah.
What was the biggest shift you ever did? Can you remember?
Oh, well, probably when we opened first, I was just a week. I think we slept in the bar a couple of nights just to try and. I was fucking hallucinating.
It was all worth it.
Yeah.
Do you have family over there?
Yeah, I have a wife and a daughter, 17-year-old, who, again, is going to rip off College USA next year.
65,000 quid for tuition.
That's insane. Yeah. I'm trying to, set your standards a bit lower than that.
Send her to Trinity here.
I wanted to send her to Trinity here, and she goes, it's too far away.
But it's also not that straightforward unless she's a citizen and you have to be here for years.
She is going to be accepted to college. She's applied to 17 colleges. She'll be accepted this January. She won't even finish school yet. It's all about the money.
Yeah.
It's all about the money. It's crazy.
You better start banking more so.
Well, I'm fucking saying to her, you're going to have this wrapped around your head for next, she wants to be a nurse. You're going to be a nurse, you're going to have 200,000 in debt. And with an interest rate...
nutty system.
Yeah. With about, 15-16% interest on top of that. That's insane.
Does that never... Let's go.
She already has been accepted to one college. They didn't look at anything. They didn't look at anywhere.
My poor sound editor is going to spend the weekend trying to get rid of all you banging the table.
Sorry, but this college is driving me mad.
Well, I don't blame you. So it's not the land of milk and honey. It's the land of hard graft.
Yes. Yeah, well, it's the same in every place.
But you love it.
Yeah, I do love it. But again, I'm doing it for myself. I'm not doing it for anyone else. Huh?
You're not coming home?
No, God, no.
Okay.
No, I'll be home again in December. That's about it.
That's it.
But I like to, listen, I love coming home because my mother's still here, and she's the one who always encouraged us to, go and do it.
Yeah.
Again, if you don't do it, you'll kick yourself the rest of your life. Go and do it.
And listen, we'll go off on a little tangent here. Very briefly, opportunity. Would you encourage people from Ireland now to go and start again in the States or have a go at the States? I
would, yeah. I'd encourage anyone to give it a shot.
Yeah.
Now, New York is a lot different than what it used to be. Boston, I was in Boston last night. Boston's a great town. There's some great towns. There's some great places. It really is.
Crime is way, way, way down in New York. Did you know that in Manhattan? It's way down.
Way down. But
that's because nobody can live there anymore, I suppose.
I don't know. Like it's crazy. Like we had ICE patrolling our local park there.
Not nice people.
Yeah, not nice at all.
Anyway, look, we have to do a runner here ourselves.
Okay.
Shane Carty, thank you so much for joining us.
Lovely to meet you.
That great,
so
I'm
much.
getting that. And that is it for episode 271 of That Great Business Show, officially Ireland's best business podcast. Because as you know, we were nominated and we won the award for best business podcast from Smurfit Business School. And they have big brains there. They're brainier than your pals in Yale. So they know a good business podcast when they see it. And please do us one small favour. Hit repost on LinkedIn. That's the Irish version of buying your round. You see, we've kind of working it here. Except that it's free and it's painless. It also helps thousands more find the show. We are, as ever, in glorious Technicolor, as I have mentioned, and captured here at Dublin South FM Podcast Studios, where our top-class team makes the magic happen. And today's magician was Richard Ryan, and later on, Peter Rice and Neil Horner will do some further twiddles. We are, as I mentioned, powered by De Facto Shaving Oil, the world's finest shaving oil. It really is. I have used nothing else for, I would say, probably 10 years. It's not a beard oil, it's a shaving oil, defactoshave.com. And since we are coming up to gifting season, to use that awful Americanism, right time to be given gifts. Small price, gorgeous gift. From me, Conal Moran. That is it. Gurmina Mahagi Agus Aslam Tamil.